All right, FFA, what's up, everybody? And good morning to you as we kick off the last call of this week. It's crazy to think we're going into the last week of January starting next week. So many of you are off to such a phenomenal start to kick off this year, which I'm so excited for. I'm so excited to see you guys running for new heights this year. So excited to see all these new agents coming aboard and kicking off their career here. And it's just a great time to go all in. And so that's going to be today's topic of the call is the road to winning. So if you're brand new or if you've been doing this business now for a while, you probably have found that there are ups and downs to this job, right? There's days that you go out there, you help a ton of families, you have a phenomenal day. And then there's other days you go out there and you don't get anything on the board, right? You can't find anybody to help. All right. If you're doing the telesales game, maybe you have a day where you just have to call 300 or 400 people to get one family that you could help on the phone. And other days, it's like everybody that you call needs your help. So I want to narrow the bridge down for you guys on today's call so that you can win every single day, right? Make this job super consistent, get those commissions coming in, help people out. And so that's what we're going to jump into on today's call. But as we jump into this, okay, let's talk about the road to winning, all right, in this career. All right. So many good tips that I have learned from different people or from just being at this career and doing this job now for years. This PDF, right, or this PowerPoint that we're going to go through today, if you just take everything that you know about this job and throw it away for just a minute and take down these tips, I promise you, you're going to have good, successful days every single day when you're out there or when you're dialing. So be ready to take some notes as we jump into this as far as the road to winning goes. The verse of the day as we kick off today's call is one that I actually read this morning. I thought it was really interesting. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but this verse, as it's pulled up on your guys' screen, is Jesus praying for people who have not seen him, okay? But people who would believe in him through the message that his disciples shared. And as I was reading this, it was really interesting to me because as I got to the end of this verse, right, it says right in the middle there, I have given them the glory that you gave me, that they may be one as we are one, I and them and you and me, so that they may be brought to complete unity. All right. The world will know that you have sent me and have loved them, even as you have loved me. When I was reading this verse, I was kind of taken back because I thought, why would the king of the world, right? Why would God care enough to say a prayer for us that we could have the same glory as him or to have the same love from his father as him? Why would he care, right? He obviously doesn't need us. So why would he pray that? And then there's really just one answer to that. It's that he actually cares about you, about us. And that's the whole basis of his prayer. It's not that he gets anything out of it. It's not that he wants you to follow a certain type of rule, right? Notice in this verse, he doesn't talk about anything like, hey, you have to qualify for this. He just simply prayed that you could basically be one with him. And how cool is that? That there is a savior out there who wants nothing else but to just be able to help you, right? He loves you that much that all he cares about is just helping you, that you could be happy. So as you go into this weekend, think about that verse, right? You have somebody that is just waiting to be one with you to help you. And so something to think about as you go into this week, as I read that, I thought, how interesting is that, right? He doesn't want anything from us, but yet here he is praying for people that he doesn't even need. He doesn't even have to pray for them, right? But he just wants to because he cares that much about us. So thought that was a cool verse to kick off this Friday call and to go into the week. Check it out, the road to winning. Okay, guys, it's going to be a quick call for you, but it's going to be a call that I really hope puts your focus back into what you're trying to achieve. All right. It's the end of January. And usually people go into late December with New Year's resolutions. And I think the statistic is that by the end of January, like 75% of New Year's resolutions are already given up on, right, and quit. So hopefully this call refocuses that. But there's two types of people in this road to winning. All right. There's the person who has a reason to win. And then there's the person who has a reason to lose. Okay. And I would really ask you to do a deep dive on today's call and ask yourself, which one of these people are you? Are you the kind of person that goes into every single day finding a reason to win, finding a reason as to why today is going to be a good day? Or are you the kind of agent who goes into every day finding a reason to lose, finding a reason as to why you're not going to make a sale, why you're not going to do good at this day or this week, right? Which type of agent are you? All right, guys. And that's, you have to be honest with yourself. Sometimes you got to look at this question, look back at what your week looked like, and ask yourself, did you find a reason to win or did you find a reason to lose? All right. And one of the keys to the road of winning is to have every single day be the kind of day that you're the kind of person that finds a reason to win versus a reason to lose. So that's the first tip for today's call. You have to find a reason to succeed every single day. Okay. If you call 10 leads and none of them pick up, buy another 10. If you go to 10 doors and nobody's at home, none of your leads are at home, go to 10 more, right? Don't go home or hang up the phone thinking, well, today's a bad day, I'll just go at it tomorrow, right? So find a reason to win. Thinking about this week, all right, the South got hit with snow for like the first time in years. I think Louisiana got hit with snow. I want to say y'all told me it was like the first time it snowed that much in Louisiana since like 1880 something, like 100 years ago, right? Crazy. All right. Georgia got hit with a bunch of snow. North Carolina got hit with snow. South Carolina. But so many of you continued to find a way to win, right? I want to give Jenna Huzzy a huge shout out. She got snowed in down there in Robbins, and she made like 4 or 5 sales on the phone yesterday or the day before. I don't know. She had an awesome day on the phone. She found a reason to win, not just a reason to lose, right? So which kind of person are you? You really got to find out and ask yourself that question if you want to start winning at this job every single day. All right, next up. Okay, 2 questions for you guys. What do you have to lose by going all in? So if I asked you that question, are you the person that is finding a way to win or finding a way to lose? Let's just say you were the person that said, hey, honestly, I've been the agent that's been finding a way to lose. That's what I've been looking for, right? Well, here's a question for you to help get you across the line there to finding a way to win. What do you have to lose by going all in? All right, here's an even better question for you guys. What do you have to lose by playing your life so conservatively? All right, think about it. If you put every ounce of your being, every ounce in your effort, all right, to go out there and find a way to win in your life, from this career to your personal life, to your spiritual life, what do you have to lose by going all in each one of those things? Probably nothing, right? Here's a second question for you. What do you have to gain by going all in? All right, if you guys took down a piece of paper and you wrote, what do I have to lose? And then what do I have to gain? If I was doing that right now, I can't think of one thing I have to lose by going all in. What's going to happen? What's the worst thing that's going to happen if I give this career my all? Okay. Nothing, right? There couldn't be a bad thing, right? But what do you have to gain by going all in? All kinds of things, right? Financial freedom, personal growth, all right? The ability to go out there and help families who desperately need your help. There's so much to gain, okay? You have the chance to impact the world. You have the chance to impact people who are stuck in a dead-end job right now, and they're capped at what they're making. All right, if you reach out to them about doing this career, think about what you have to gain from that. Think about changing somebody's life. Like, what kind of impact could you make in other people's lives by going all in, not just in this, but in them, and investing your time into other people? So you have so much to gain by going all in. And check it out, you have so much to lose by not going all in, right? You have so much to lose by being the agent who's finding a way to lose every day, or finding a reason, an excuse to lose every day, versus finding a reason to win. So there's a level playing field, right? And you have to compare these two, and it's going to put your attention onto what you have to do to start winning every single day, like you guys see so many agents doing, all right, in WhatsApp. So what do you have to gain by going all in? I want you guys to write it down, put it in the WhatsApp chat. Okay, questions for you guys. Are you making results, or are you just being busy? Okay, Denzel Washington said it the best, and I'm probably going to butcher the way that he said this, but in one of his speeches that he was giving, I heard him say that, he said, don't confuse movement with progress. Just because you're doing a lot doesn't mean that you're getting a lot done. All right, and that's so true, guys. If you want to be the agent that wins every single day, and you win this entire year, you hit a new record for yourself, you have to really ask yourself, are you just doing busy work, or are you doing work that is actually getting you a result? You're actually seeing the results hit. Okay, guys, you can get stuck doing busy work in this career all the time, right? You could spend an hour in the morning going through your leads and organizing them and trying to make them perfect, and go and organize them by the age. Or you could spend that hour knocking on doors and actually getting results for yourself. All right, you could spend 4 hours a day combing through your agent portal, making sure your back office is tidy, making sure your spreadsheets are good. Or you can spend that time knocking on doors or making phone calls and actually getting results. All right. So don't just be busy throughout your day. You have to be focused on doing the activity that's giving you an immediate result. Okay. So think about that. It's funny, guys. One thing I think about when I think about this concept is, for 3 years, we did these conference calls just on a regular conference call line, right? Like you guys all know, most of you've been here for that process. And one of the reasons that I never put them on video like this leading up until just a couple of months ago is because, number one, I didn't know how, but number two, I thought, like, I don't have a good camera, right? I'm going to have to buy all this audio equipment. We need a good stage, a backdrop. None of that matters. None of that really matters. Just put the camera on and just roll with it, right? You don't have to be perfect to get results going. And the same is true for you on the phones. All right, guys, and in the field, you don't have to be perfect to go out there, right? So don't load up your schedule with a bunch of busy work that really doesn't matter. Okay. Here's a good example. If you're brand new, you don't have business cards yet. Don't be like, well, I'm going to wait a week for them to come in before I go out there. No, like, just go out there, write your name and your information on a folder and roll with it, right? Don't take up too much time just doing busy work that might make you feel like you're working, but you're not really working, right? You're not really getting results. So think about that. You have to be result driven, and 90% of what you do in a given day has to be getting results, not preparing to get the results that you might hypothetically get, right? So just go out there, right? Have fun with it. Pick up the phone. Don't worry about if you're not great at a phone approach yet, or don't worry about if you're not great at doing the presentation in person yet. Just go do it, right? Just get out there and get results going for yourself. So don't just be busy. Guys, if you want to win in this career, you just got to get out there. When I first got started doing this, I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't know nothing about the insurance companies. All I knew is I needed to knock on a door, sit down and talk to somebody, and figure out if they needed life insurance. And guys, that first month, doing this part-time, like from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., I made over $7,000 in commissions. And I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was just focused on getting results. I was focused on how many people am I sitting with every single night, right? And the rest of the stuff comes along with it, but don't consume yourself with trying to be perfect. All right. You don't have to be perfect to win. You just have to put the activity in to win. So that's number one. Number one question I want you guys to ask yourself. Number two, all right, what kind of person are you? Are you a problem person or solution driven? Okay, I heard somebody say something one time, and I don't know who said it, but they said, there's no problems, there's only solutions. And that's so key, because if you can think about it that way, you're going to win every single day. All right. So are you somebody who a problem comes up and all you think about is the problem? Or are you somebody that comes up, a problem pops up, and you're the person that thinks about the solution instead? Okay. The quicker you become solution oriented, the more successful you're going to become, all right, in your career. It's just the way it works. But the people that focus on the problem and they hover on the problem and they get stuck on it and they dwell on it and they think about it, guys, focusing on your problems isn't going to fix them. Focusing on the solution is going to fix it. So if you're waking up today and you're like, I couldn't get out there because, we were snowed in the past week, I have no AP on the board, what am I going to do? All right, you could focus on the fact of the weather being bad, or you could be like, hey, it's simple. I'm going to go sit with 6 people today. And if I sit with 6, I'm going to close 3. I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow and make up for what I lost during the beginning part of this week. Be solution focused, right? Be like Jenna, right? I love that Jenna posted on WhatsApp and she said, hey, I can't get out there, but I'm going through all this stuff. I'm getting everyone back on the books. I'm going to follow up with people that I couldn't sell before, and boom, closed a bunch of policies on the phone. Be solution driven and not problem driven, right? It cracks me up when people are like, oh my gosh, this is this huge problem. And then like 3 weeks later, they're like, I've got this same problem. 4 weeks later, I've got the same problem. What have you been doing for 4 weeks, right? Fix it and move on. It's like if you have a hole in your roof and water's pouring through it. Are you just going to sit there and look at the water coming through, or are you going to get up on that roof and put a tarp over it? Be solution driven and you're going to start winning. All right. Don't be the agent that just sits there and soaks in their problem. Be the agent that fixes it. And that's how you're going to win. All right. Third question for you guys. Okay. And this is the last one for today's call. What are you willing to tolerate? Like, what's your tolerance level for winning? And what's your tolerance level for losing? I know for me, I do not have a tolerance level really for losing, right? Like when we got started in this industry, we had no money. All right. Bills were due. Didn't know what we were doing. Right. I wasn't going to tolerate my kids not having food on the table. So I would stay out there till 9, 10. I would knock on a door at 10:30 at night. All right. In order to make a sale. If I didn't close anything that night, this first month when I was doing this part-time, I would literally knock on a door at 9:30 at night if I had to, right? Nah, I wish I wouldn't have had to, but some nights I had to because I didn't get in front of anybody up until that point. I wasn't going to tolerate giving up and losing. Okay, so what are you willing to tolerate? Are you going to pick up the phone today and dial 50 people and then that's all you can tolerate because they all told you no? Or are you going to not tolerate that and run to dial 500 people to make sure that you win your day? Okay, same thing. Field agents. Are you going to go out there and sit with one person today and make it or not make it? Or are you going to go out there, all right, and fight until, heck, it's a Friday. Maybe you got to go out there till 7 o'clock to make your first sale. I've done it. A lot of you have done it. You've been there. Some days you got to push that far. Are you willing to tolerate that? Or are you okay tolerating not hitting your target for the week? Guys, if you want to start winning, all right, not just in this, but in life in general, you can't tolerate allowing yourself to let yourself off the hook when you don't hit what you're running for, right? You can't miss the target. All right. If you miss too many targets, you're going to get to the point where you don't ever hit one. On the opposite side of that, if you consistently have small wins and hit your targets, you're going to hit the big targets. So what are you willing to tolerate? Guys, you've heard this before, right? There's two types of hard. There's the hard of not hitting your goal. What will that do for you financially, in your career, for your family? Where will that put you? Okay, that's one type of hard, by giving up on yourself, allowing yourself to soak in excuses. Or are you the person that's not going to tolerate that, and you only tolerate pushing yourself to your maximum capability so that when you end your day, you can look back on the day and be like, hey, I legit gave it my all, right? There's nothing worse than ending a week, looking back on it and being like, I didn't really give it my all, right? That's horrible. What would you tell your kid if they were doing that? If your kid was playing sports and you saw them, let's just say they're playing football, all right, and they're doing sprints. I don't know if you guys played football. I played football when I was little. At the end of every practice, we had to do sprints and bear crawls and all this stuff. And what would you do if you were watching your kid do that? They did one sprint and then walked off the field because they didn't want to do it anymore. It was hard. What would you tell them, right? Chances are you would tell them to get back out there, right? Give them a little motivating push and be like, get your butt back into practice. But for us as parents, as adults, how many times throughout the day are you hanging your helmet up and walking off the field, right? Like, really ask yourself that question. As a sales rep, there are many days, if we're honest with ourselves, that we hang a hat up and we walk off the field. That's the example you're setting. So if you're going to set that example for your kids, you can't really force them to go run those sprints at the end of the practice because you're not willing to run them either. So that's a question you got to ask yourself. What are you willing to tolerate? Okay. And your tolerance level is going to equal success. All right. But you have to really focus in and think about that. What are you willing to tolerate? If you're willing to tolerate having a hard month, struggling with bills, struggling financially, then you're not going to win. But if you're not willing to tolerate that, if you're not willing to roll into February, all right, not hitting a record month, if you're willing to roll into February thinking, hey, I'm not just going to pay my bills, I'm going to make double what I need and put the other part of it in savings, make double what I need and give some of it away. What are you willing to tolerate? All right. Your tolerance level dictates how good you're going to do every single day. But you have to make the decision, which one are you going to be? The agent who finds a way to win or the agent who finds a way to lose? So hopefully that helps you guys as you roll into this weekend. So many of you are hitting your target. You're finding a way to win. And I'm so proud of you for hitting that. And for that few that might be watching this and you feel like I'm talking to you, I probably am. Not on purpose, just the way it works, right? But if that's you, if you're like, man, I've really been finding a way to lose and I need to change that, this is all you got to do. Fix your tolerance level, set a specific target, and don't quit until you hit it. All right. I believe in you. I know that you can do it. Let's run to new heights going into next week to wrap up the month of January on a high note. But I appreciate you guys for jumping on here this morning. Let's go finish the week strong, and we will be back here on Monday.